It took a long time for the Tigers to play a home game, but it was worth the wait. The Tiger Football Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And Coach, we were 4 weeks into the football season before the Tigers finally got to play a game at home, and boy, it was worth it as the Tigers took on the Citadel, come up with a 44-27 victory, and it was a game where your offense was firing on all cylinders through the air and on the ground.
We were. The kids were ready. They really were. They were excited to play, celebrating the 50th year of football, being home, being in front of the crowd, being in front of the students. They were pretty excited, and schematically, it was a good planned attack. Their offense is talented. It's scary, and it's physical. And the only way really to stop it or derail it is, hope you can stop it a little defensively, but put enough points on the board that they're always uncomfortable. They feel like they're rushing a little bit. They got to come from behind, and that's what it's not built to do. So we executed that game plan pretty well.
It was a game that saw your quarterback, Tom Flacco, rush for 185 yards, which is a school record, by 53 yards, beating Connor Frazier. And he also threw for 253 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 2 rushing touchdowns. The one rushing touchdown where he hopped over a guy is one for the ages. My question to you is, I know it was a tight battle between Flacco and Stover during training camp. Did you see what you're seeing now, or is that something that some guys just step it up during a game and maybe he's a little better than you thought he was going to be?
The skill set's always been there. That's never been under question. And while they are similar in some of the things they can do, they are also different. Ryan's a little bit bigger. He's a little bit stronger. He's a little more physical as a runner. And and we have the experience of understanding what Ryan's done in games. We know who he is. As Tom gets here in the summer and we get to camp, I had to walk the fine line between us finding out what he can do physically running forward with the ball and making sure he doesn't get hurt before we actually play anybody. So there was one scrimmage where I let the quarterbacks run and be live, all of them, for a limited period of time. And we had a small idea of what he could do, and I knew he was pretty fast, but not to this degree, no.
And you and I have talked that it kind of takes us back to Grant Enders, because Grant was a tremendous running quarterback. But you think Tom might be a little faster than Grant, or you think Grant's a little faster?
It was so hard for us. You have to excuse me after coming back here and playing here. I'm a little biased about letting quarterbacks get hit and be live in practice. So I've really, really, really limited that. And the year that Grant won the job, he wasn't, it was supposed to be Pete's job. And Grant won it, and we did not put him in a situation at all to ever run. And then I think it was the Morgan game. He took off and ran for about 40 yards. I didn't think it was him. I thought he had given the ball to somebody else. And I think he did against Villanova. He ran for like 60. Let's just say they're both really fast. They're both really good runners. And I'm glad I had an opportunity to coach both of them.
And it's a situation now where defenses, they have to worry about your passing game. They have to worry about your running backs because Shane Simpson and Kobe Young both are averaging good yardages per carry. And then they have to worry about the quarterback running the ball. So you're becoming a nightmare for opposing defenses.
That is kind of what the goal is, of course. As we progressed through the season, Tom did a great job throwing the football. He was very accurate. His completion percentage is very high. The wideouts are playing well. The O-line is strong, and especially in the pass game. So I can understand schematically what they were trying to do to us. They're trying to pressure the passer and hold the box, stop the run, pressure the passer, and make him beat him with the arm and hope you can get home. Send one more than we got. And one thing they did not account for was his ability to escape and run. And we kind of knew that this might be a possibility, and this was going to have to be an advantage for us. I figured he'd get out of the pocket, and we get 5. We get 7. If it's a good one, we get 15. He got a little bit more.
Speaking of your offensive line, the first week of the season against Morgan, Flacco was under a lot of pressure, got sacked a few times. The running game never really developed that day. Since that time, you've had some injuries, so guys are banged up, but it seems like the offensive line is becoming a much more cohesive group, and the protection has been better, and the holes for the running backs have been better.
Sure. I mean, if you're going to step in the pocket and throw the ball, then the chances of giving up sacks are going to happen more and more the more you stand back there. We are going to do that just for the fact that he has the ability to escape. But you're talking about a group that last year, when the 5 of them went out there, that's the first time they ever played together in a game. And now I told you when the season started, there's 7 or 8 of them that have played together in games. And this group is really, really tight. They go everywhere together. They do everything together, sometimes weirdly so. But that's usually a sign of a good offensive line.
Your defense played well when they had to on Saturday. Again, turnovers, which you're creating more turnovers than you have in years past. That certainly helps things.
Oh gosh, yes. Our turnover ratio is high. One, because we're holding on to the ball on offense, but we're doing a better job forcing turnovers. I feel bad for Linden. It's been tough statistically. We're playing an explosive Wake Forest offense. One of the best offenses in FCS football in Villanova, and here comes one of the best rushing offenses in FCS football. So it's been a difficult road to hoe, and we found a way to plug the gaps enough to get it done.
All right, so the Tigers get to 3-1. That's it for non-conference play. It's all CAA from here on out. Tune in later this week when Coach Ambrose and I talk about the big matchup this Saturday when the Tigers take on Stony Brook. A part of first place on the line when the Tigers and the Seawolves play at Johnny Unitas Stadium on Saturday afternoon. So for head coach Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Tiger Football Report. And as always, go Tigers.